Good evening, good evening. It is a beautiful Saturday afternoon, and today I'm coming on to actually do a pre-recorded video to discuss semi-custom home building. First, I would like to say thank you to everyone who is a member of this Facebook page. As you probably already know, I am a retired veteran. I served the Army more than 20 years, and I kind of dabble in a lot of things. Home decoration is one of my favorite, but recently I became a Texas licensed real estate agent. Previous to this, I've built several homes and assisted and helped other friends, and I decided after being, I guess, numerous of friends talking to me saying, hey, you should do real estate, and actually getting that booster to do it, I decided to become a real estate agent. I'm definitely a referral only agent because I still work as a program manager for the transition assistant program here in Joint Base San Antonio, Fort Sam, Houston. But my desire is to assist transition service members and their families, to include anyone else that's being referred by anyone that knows me or who knows what I'm capable of. Being a real estate agent for me is not about being out here in the streets trying to find a home to sell or buy, but it's actually for me, it's going to be a more of a hobby that I want to do, but I want to do it and I want to do it well. So I'm looking at things that I can do to put information out, and doing this pre-recorded video is one of them. Once I'm more comfortable with the screen, I'll probably go into a live video, but right now I'm going to discuss topics that I think would be interesting and are beneficial for people that are actually trying to buy homes. I started off this week by placing a information sheet in reference to the different types of homes that you could purchase, which were a full custom built home, a semi-custom home, and a spec home. For me, I built a full custom home about 6 years ago, and it is definitely a process, a very tedious process. It can become very expensive, but it was something that my husband and I decided that we wanted to do because after owning 4 other properties and buying 4 different homes and building, we kind of learned the things that we liked or that we didn't like in each home. So throughout that process of a 30-year military career, traveling everywhere, we wrote notes and kept up with things that we actually liked about houses or what we didn't like about houses, so that when it came to the end and we wanted to design and build our home, we wanted to make sure that everything that we wanted was in our house, and things that we did not like, we definitely did not want to see them. So the only route for us was to go with a full custom build. I'm a full shoe connoisseur. So for me, I got tired of looking at all my shoes in plastic containers. I wanted to be able to walk in like I walked into a shoe department store, and I wanted to be able to see them. I wanted a sauna in my house. I wanted a steam room in my house. I wanted an entertainment space so that when people came, I could entertain because I'm a huge entertainer. So there were things that I wanted that was a must-have for me versus a good to have, and there was things that I was not gonna bargain with when it came to building. All of those things came in handy, and it was things that actually benefited me because I went in knowing what I wanted to spend. And although it was a better time when it came to rates, it actually was beneficial during the time that I purchased my house to do a full custom build, because the rates had dropped as low as 2-3% during that time frame. Rates are definitely much higher now at 6%, but there are some builders that are doing rates between 2.9% if you're going with their in-house financing, and or at rates of 4.50. I recently had a client who got a rate for 4.50. So it really just depends on location of home, where you're building at, who you're using to build, or if you're just getting a home that's already a semi-custom home that's been built already in a neighborhood, or a spec home that's being built. So builders going to always run different sales and different things or options that are out there. But I want to make sure that people know that a full custom home, as someone stated in the Facebook message page, that it is not for the weak. It is definitely very stressful. It's very time consuming. It's very expensive. And it's something that you got to know when you start that, hey, I'm in it for the long haul. I mean, because you're going to deal with every aspect of building a home that you actually want and things that you see fit that you want in your house. But I think the advantage to that is, in the end, you get what you want. And 6 years later, if I had to do it again, I would absolutely do a full custom home build again, because everything that I wanted in my house, it is here. And the things that I did not want in here, they're not here. And with a custom home, you can make it like you want it. So those are the things that stood out the most for me when building a full custom home, and being able to pick and choose the things that I wanted. But there's also a happy medium to that, which is a semi-custom home. A semi-custom home basically refers to a type of residential construction that offers a balance between customization and production building. So what that means is, it's typically a pre-designed plan that a builder already has. It's a semi-custom home, whereas it offers a range of maybe pre-designed floor plans, which you may can choose from, or there may be some alterations that you can make to that to maybe modify that could suit your taste and or your needs. If you get there in a timely manner, there are things that you can change, rooms you can flip, depending on what phase that house is, or you can bump certain things out, as long as you're not doing, like, I think, excessive changing of the floor plan. There are ways that you can make that home comfortable for you. I know a lot of times people get caught up in the closet space in most semi-custom homes, but I still think if you want to do away with something, maybe extend the closet out, you still can do it. Because I have friends who did not do a full custom build, and they did a semi-custom build, and their closet is just as big as mine because of the way they were able to bump that closet space out, or maybe they went up in height, because in my home I have 23-foot ceilings. So my shoe wall goes like very high in my closet. My closet is actually not 23 feet in that area, but it's definitely about 14 to 16 feet in the ceiling. So I do have shoes that go all the way up. And I know you're going to say, well, how are you going to reach 14 to 16 feet of shoes? So typically for me, I have a ladder in my closet, and I was able to put the shoes that I did not wear as much on the top. And the shoes that I wear the most are in the middle and all the way below. So there are ways that you can actually make it. But to be honest, the shoes that are on top, I don't really wear them. And it's just decoration for me at this point in my closet. But that's to each his own and how you want to do it. But just understand, the semi-custom home can be designed the way that you want it designed, also with a few configurations or alterations. So when you have the pre-designed plans for the semi-custom homes, they do, again, have a different range of designs that you can opt for or opt not. You got to remember, too, there are standard features that are in those homes. These homes often come with the standard features such as cabinets, countertops, and flooring, which can be upgraded or changed. But when you upgrade or change those items, it's going to be upgraded, and there's going to be incurred costs that you may have, because when that house was designed and built, that price was already established in the price of that home. So if you go from, let's say, a level 1 to 3 granite was put in that home, and you want a level 5 granite, it may be additional cost that's incurred for you to upgrade to that granite. If you want marble, or if you want Italian marble, or whatever you want, you can change those things and make those things custom to you. When you look at customization options, home buyers can choose from a selection of options to customize their homes, such as their exterior elevations and finish. You can look at your interior layouts and room configurations. You can do upgrades to fixtures, appliance, and or materials that are particularly used in a house. You may want a different type of flooring. Like for us, my husband and I, we wanted what we call epoxy stain flooring, which is not high maintenance at all. They're very beautiful floors. They look like they're marble or some type of high gloss flooring or something, but they're the foundation of our home that we had epoxy stained, and we put multiple colors in it to give it a marble look. And believe it or not, looks expensive, but not as expensive as it would have been if I would have put down Italian marble floors, or if I would have put in ceramic tile of some sort that was a higher level or grade. So you can do those things and you can change it. And when you're looking at fixtures, we put the fixtures that we wanted, whether it was the large, extra large shower heads, or it was the rain shower heads, or whatever. We had the ability to do those changes in our home not in our home, but we picked those things in our home. Whereas with a semi-custom home, they are already placed in there, what they selected. But you can upgrade your fixtures and change your fixtures based on what you want them to be and how you want to be accommodated in your showers or in your bathrooms and different things like that. I'm getting plenty texts from people. But in addition to that, you got to also look at your production efficiency. In a semi-custom home build, use efficient constructional methods and materials that can help you with cost maybe, and to lower the fully custom value that you'll be getting. So if you look at how you can help that cost lower, it'll be at a better cost than it would be for a full custom home. So there's ways to get the custom look in a semi-custom home. Semi-custom homes are beautiful. They're gorgeous. You wouldn't even know whether they were full custom or not unless somebody really told you. Anyway, if you ask me. When it comes to price points, semi-custom homes typically fall between production homes and fully custom homes. I know y'all saying, well, what do that mean? That really depends on what your budget is. When you're talking in prices and you're talking about homes in the terms of pricing, it really depends on offering a balance between affordability and customization. Ultimately, that's what it means. It's basically mean, what can you afford and what are you willing to customize in a semi-custom home to get that look or what you're looking for. Like for me, I tell most of my friends when they're on designing a fully custom home, do the things that you can't get done after you build the house. So if you know you want a big house, you want 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 square feet, put all your money into the square footage and then come back later and add the trim, change the fixtures, buy your lighting after you are in the house. Just go ahead and have them cap it or put an inexpensive light. If you have a lighting package with that bill, don't go in putting in if you get a $10,000 light package, don't use the $10,000 light package. If you know you want to put the $10,000 towards something else, just tell them to go ahead and put the cheapest dome lights up in the house. And once you're in the house, go back into the house and put the fixtures or choice that you want in the house based on you researching and having the time to do that. But I know everybody wants to go into the house with everything already complete, but it typically takes the average person when they're doing their homes and they're decorating and designing, you're not going to know right off what you're going to use. Because I can tell you the chandeliers that I put in my house, even with a full custom home, I changed the chandeliers within the first probably 6 months. Because once I got my furniture in the house, I didn't like the way the chandelier actually looked. So for me, my rule of thumb is I don't put anything in my house that I don't love. If I like it, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to get rid of it. If I love it, I'm going to keep it. So moving on to semi-custom homes are ideal for buyers who want a unique home without high costs, and they don't want the complexity of a full custom build. So they offer a range of benefits, including faster construction timelines. You get lower costs compared to custom homes. You're more design flexible than a production home. You have higher quality materials and constructions that our production homes won't have. So with that being said, we're going to go back over. Semi-custom homes refer to a typical residential construction that offers a balance between customization and production building. You have 1, pre-designed plans, 2, standard features that are in there, 3, customization options, and you also have 4, productivity, efficiency, and 5 is going to be price point. When you look at all of those things, it will be left up to you in the end if you want to build either a fully custom home or a semi-custom home. But bottom line up front, semi-custom home would definitely be less stressful, cheaper, and it also gets you what you want. So I guess you're saying, well, why would I do a fully custom home? Because you got to remember, a semi-custom plan is always a builder's plan. It's how he's designed it and how he sees it. You may see something totally different. All dreams are not the same. So therefore, if you're willing to go through the design of your own home, you find your architect. If you're willing to, and literally when they say you draw it out, I used a white cardboard paper for years, and I drew on that cardboard paper how I wanted my house to look and how I envisioned it. And then I used multiple magazines and numerous elevations and was like playing back and forth with how I wanted the front of my house to look. I even visited homes on the weekend. I went in different places. I took pictures. I have thousands of pictures where I was trying to figure out what I wanted this room to look like, what was my inspiration. So every room in my house has an inspiration photo that I wanted my rooms to look like. Whether they were going to be as elaborate as the rooms that I wanted, I knew what my goal was and how I was trying to obtain the look or how I wanted to actually look as I was building it. When I can honestly tell you, when I first started building my house, it looked like basically a white box on the inside because I hadn't picked out any feature walls. I hadn't done any trim. I hadn't done any of that with my arches. I hadn't done anything. But when I walked in here, I had the square footage. I had everything I wanted as far as my flooring. I had my pretty much 75% of my lighting I did pick out because I knew that I like big elaborate lights. And I wanted most of my chandeliers hung before I came in here. I only held out on maybe 2 areas that did not have lighting in them when I closed on my home. But I actually had them to cap it. And within probably that first 2 or 3 weeks, I had the actual chandelier I wanted by calling another electrician out to hang those. So you got to get really creative when you're building a house, and a lot of times we don't even think we can go outside of the box. But just trust me, there are a lot of things that you don't know probably, and a lot of things that you probably do know. But taking advantage of information and sharing of information and talking to people who've experienced those things, it is definitely beneficial. And I can honestly tell you myself, I was in the wind when I was building my house as a fully custom home, because this was going to be my 5th home, and I had never even heard of potentially building a fully custom home. I mean, after serving all the time in the military that I had, you would think that at least one person would have been able to say that, but I didn't learn that information, and I didn't know anything about going or coming to San Antonio, picking out my land, and then getting an architect to design my house, and then coming back to find a builder and go through the process and the steps as I've identified on my page earlier. It seems like a lot. It was definitely worth it. It depends on what you want. And if I had a choice, I can honestly tell you it would always be a full custom build, because for me, I wanted what I wanted, and it turned out to be exactly what I wanted. So I say all that to say this. Today, this was just a pre-recorded session that I'm doing. As I get more topics of interest or things that I think would be beneficial, I share that with you. Again, I am a girl of many hats. I got a lot going on in my life when it comes to careers. I'm a program lead for the transition assistant program. I help people when it comes to veteran benefits and different things like that. But for me, I just like to share knowledge and information, because I believe that if each one teach one, that we be able to to get along in this world. There's enough chaos and mayhem going on, but if I have the information and if I can assist someone and help them get to their dream, then that's enough for me. And pretty much anybody who knows me know that I give you any information if you ask me. It's not about $1 for me at all, because again, real estate is a pretty much I'm gonna call it a hobby for me, because I'm still gonna work my day-to-day job, and I'm also retired Army. But I definitely want to be that person who has a brand of helping people. If it's not gonna help that person, or if I'm not gonna be able to guide them to a position that they're not gonna regret, then I'm definitely not that person to refer, because I don't feel like I want to know when I went home that night that I didn't put that person in a position where it wasn't conducive for them. As a realtor, I cannot guide, steer, or tell people what to do, but I want to be the most knowledgeable real estate agent and know my skill and provide information to people or advise them on different things that they can do. So the only way I can do that is by researching, put myself out there like I'm doing right now, and assisting as questions come to me. But again, I'm not going to make this long. This has been a 20-minute detailed message for you guys, and you will be seeing and hearing from me more. And if you're interested in any particular topic, please let me know. Well, I'm ending this call, and as always, y'all have a great, blessed Saturday.